Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Today I present to you the EasySpawn. There are many self-powered oxygen modules on the market today, but almost all of them center around 4 electrolyzer setups built to serve a large main base. But what if you want just a small unit to take care of remote asteroids with just a few duplicates? Well, Tuxi Industries has got you covered. The EasySpawn completely harnesses the full output of one electrolyzer, providing enough oxygen for up to 8 duplicates, infinite storage for oxygen and hydrogen, as well as providing a kitchen with deep freeze food storage, all completely self-powered. Colonize your asteroids with a Tuxi Industries EasySpawn today. Alright, let's get into it. The way this is all designed around a submerged electrolyzer. Here we've got 100 kilos of tile of brine on the bottom, and then on the top I've just got 5 kilos of water per tile. And what this does, this allows for filterless filtration of the gases involved. And all the oxygen goes down here, all the hydrogen goes up here, and the electrolyzer never goes over pressure because of the liquid is fooling it into thinking it's never going to go over pressure. And that allows us to have infinite storage up top, as well as infinite storage on the bottom. And this allows for some truly magical things with this machine. So the electrolyzer running non-stop at 100% can produce, I just had it, can produce 888 grams a second. So we need 2 pumps there, and we control the pumps with this Atmos sensor. And this Atmos sensor is actually set to 20 kgs, so that the electrolyzer will stop. In this flooded configuration, if we didn't have something to control the electrolyzer, it would just keep running, and so we control that. Also, if it goes below, I would set this to 2 kilos of hydrogen here. If it goes below 2 kilos of hydrogen pressure, then this will call for more hydrogen. This is an infinite storage. You can see we've already got 187 kilos collected up here just in my development and research and development on this, and this just works beautifully. Some might call infinite gas storage like this an exploit, and if you're in that boat, then just build another hydrogen generator and connect it. Well, I mean, you're going to need to burn off the hydrogen if it's above a certain pressure in here. This is just this Atmos sensor is just to control this gas pump on startup. You can actually get rid of it after, but I just left it in. And this gas pump pumps in the hydrogen, which goes through it goes through these. So the hydrogen storage up here goes through this pump, and up top, this is all just granite piping. This is the best pipe to use for it. Granite, or you could use radiant piping, but it just sits in the pipe, and then it picks up all the heat from the thermoregulator and the hydrogen generator, and then heats it, because the hydrogen generator just burns the hydrogen in the pipe and just magically deletes the heat, and that's what makes this possible. Also, on the plumbing side, we've got the water is coming in at 30 degrees C, so it goes through here, and all the heat gets deleted when it goes into the electrolyzer as well. So it actually gains 10 degrees of temperature before it goes into the electrolyzer and cools down the oxygen down to around 33 degrees on the way out. And you can use a heat exchanger. I've got a 3-stage. This is vacuum, so if you're not using vacuum, just isolate this in with insulated tiles. But this actually gets our oxygen down to 30.2 degrees Celsius, which is really close to the input of the water. So back to this. This is all completely self-contained, and this hydrogen generator provides all the power for this. And it's completely self-powered, so you can just build this on your asteroid and forget about it. And because of that, I was like, this is still the base game for me. I don't own Spaced Out yet, but I designed this with Spaced Out in mind. This is what I was thinking about using to colonize an asteroid. So I figured, what else would I want to add on? And I wanted to add on infinite food storage that's deep frozen. And this barbecue is 100% fresh, and it's been sitting here probably for 30, 40 cycles. I don't know. I've been testing stuff and just letting it sit here, and it's still 100% fresh in this chlorine atmosphere. You can see the chlorine down there. And I attached a kitchen with a standard 2 auto sweeper setup. And the way this works is whenever barbecue or whatever you want is cooked out of the grill or the optional gas range, I didn't put this in the blueprint. And this will grab any food that's cooked and put it into this conveyor loader, which will just ship it right over here and drop it in here. You might be able to get away with 1 tile on this, but I find it's just good with 2. And it allowed me to put the sensor here. It allowed me to put this sensor here as well. I couldn't find a good spot, and this just worked. And so this keeps our food nice and deep frozen. This auto sweeper grabs whatever it is, puts it in here in the conveyor loader, and keeps it deep frozen. And also what would be shipped in here is not shown, but oops, wrong overlay. You'd have shipping in from somewhere else would probably be the meat, and the meat would just get dropped in here, and then this auto sweeper would be able to grab the meat from down there and put it into the electric grill. This is just a duplicate controlled light so they can cook a little bit faster. And then this auto sweeper also has the job of loading the fridges. Well, I say fridges, but really there's only one fridge. This one's included in the blueprint, but this one's up here just for demonstration purposes so that you can see you can have the fridge even farther away if you want to. Like if your mess hall's built up here or something, you can have the fridge loaded and have the fridge farther away. I've even got a fridge down here. You get rid of if you get rid of these tiles, then you can put an auto sweeper down here and it can actually reach. You can see it reaches the barbecue and it reaches the fridge. So you can have this fairly far away if you want to, just to show you the options. Okay, just going over some of the settings here. This one, I just set it to above 5,000. Really, it's not really required. This one is set to above 5,000 as well, just so that, you know, there's always going to be 5 kilos of pressure in this room before this starts pumping. This is set to 20 kilos, and this controls the electrolyzer, and that just means that this electrolyzer is going to pump as long as there isn't 20 kilos of pressure in here. This also controls it for 2 kilos of pressure of hydrogen. If there's less than 2 kilos of hydrogen in here, we don't care what the pressure of the oxygen is. We want this to run. This needs a water supply at all times to work. You know, so make sure that your water supply is uninterrupted. This setting here, I've got this set to -25. You want to have this set to -25 for chlorine in this system, because this controls the gas piping. Actually, I've got an extra blob in here. It's not smoothly running, and but you want to set this to -25, and this controls the hydrogen in the pipe. So you don't want to set it colder than that, or to liquefy the chlorine, and then you'll have food spoilage. Liquid chlorine is bad for food, surprisingly, so you don't want that. If you decide to go with carbon dioxide in here, you could make this go a little bit colder, -35 probably. But I recommend chlorine because if any food poisoning gets dumped in here, it's going to die on the chlorine. Carbon dioxide you could probably still freeze it off if you want to. But considering you probably have a hand sanitizer in your rocket, you can just steal you can make a storage container, set it to 4 kilos and of bleach stone at a high priority. Deconstruct your hand sanitizer, and then have your duplicants will load 4 kilos of bleach stone into the storage container. And sorry, I'm not visualizing this for you, but and then once the 4 kilos is in the storage container, you can rebuild your hand sanitizer station, and then make sure that the storage container, I should have mentioned this earlier, make sure the storage container is within range of this auto sweeper, like build it over here, and then just have or this auto sweeper, I mean, sorry, just build it over here somewhere, and then just have the bleach stone swept in there. And there you go. That would be easy setup for this. All right, just a couple quick notes about the chlorine. You'd build the storage bin down here, and just have this auto sweeper, set this auto sweeper to, or the loader to higher priority than the bin, and sweep the 4 kilograms of, well, it'll be less than 4 kilograms because it'll probably off gas a little bit, but ship in what's left of the chlorine of the bleach stone in here, and it'll off gas and produce chlorine, and chlorine maxes out at 1800 grams, so it's not going to consume all of that bleach stone anyway. That's why I picked 4 kilograms. And also another note is the fridge is set to 1 kilogram of whatever you've got in here, and what this means is there's just enough for a duplicant to grab a meal, and there's only 1 kilogram spoiling at any given time, and the rest is kept in deep freeze. Obviously, before you start this up, you'd want this to be vacuum up here, vacuum down here, before you start this up. And if you build this in space, you're going to need drywall back behind all of this stuff, just so you know. All right, for starting this up, this also is blueprinted. If you want to build this, this is the build this first blueprint attached below. And what this is we've got a couple of simple liquid locks here, just 400 kilos of liquid used. I've got 200 kilos of brine down below and 200 kilos of water on top. So, and that's it. And then we get rid of the pumps, and we add in a brick to complete the liquid pumps. And then I'm going to unpause, and Abe's on the way to get on that wheel. He demanded a roll in this video, so here he is doing what he does best on that wheel. And now, boom, it already happened. We missed it. But I actually tested this on a test file with 52 of these, and it turns out only 4 of them ended up with blended gas on startup. So you could probably seal this in if you wanted to without and have it completely built. I've got bottle emptiers just to I put a little bit of brine in here because otherwise the thermal regulator will overheat without a liquid to help keep it cool, and another liquid pump to help load this. And then, I can get rid of that. The tank and everything else, I got this set up so that if this does go wrong and you don't want to reload and you actually want to fix it the legitimate way, this vent was here so that you would vacuum this out to begin with, and then once this is vacuumed and you start this up, you can pump just the oxygen and the hydrogen into the gas reservoir. And then when you want to send it back in, we've got simple, obviously you would set this to, I didn't set this to 1000 on startup. I would set this to 1000 and this to 1000 as well. So this will stop the electrolyzer now. And what this allows us to do is this would make it so these gas vents wouldn't have been overpressured, and you could pump this stuff back in. And so that, and then you'd have this nice and clean. But like I said, on the test map, I had 52 of them, and I did the test maybe 2 or 3 times, and at most 6 would end up having mixed gases in here. So it just goes to show you how good this is. And then you can just build it out like that. For materials, you can build this stuff. All of this stuff can be built out of whatever's convenient for you. You just need a little bit of steel. You need these radiant gas pipes. They have to be steel. That's mandatory for this to work. You can't skimp with aluminum or anything like that. Just make those out of steel. As for the rest of this stuff, if you're feeding in cold water, like this 30-degree water, everything out of here could be made out of like iron ore. The pumps are, that's made out of iron ore. I made this out of gold amalgam just because, you know, I want to have a little bit more leeway on the thermal regulator, but you could probably get by with just iron ore on this as well. If you're feeding in hot water, then that changes things. You probably want to build everything out of gold amalgam or steel, you know, whatever you want to load into your rocket and ship over. So yeah, nice and easy startup. This blueprint is just so that you could build it out. You obviously want to complete this tile, and then you can just seal it up once this is clean. You can just seal it, brick it in, you know, like so. Then you can delete these bricks and put a brick there so that your cubes can build diagonally to seal it in. And then you haven't lost any hydrogen. Easy. I also know that I forgot that to fill this loop, all you really need to do is bridge on, or actually, I just connected straight up like this. And what'll happen is this will jam it, and then you have a dupe come by and deconstruct 2 of the pipes. And it doesn't matter because this room's already hydrogen. Who cares? The hydrogen escapes into the room. You rebuild these tiles, and boom, you've got clean flow. That easy. Sorry I missed it earlier, but here it is. All right, I wanted to show you, this is actually 2 stories tall to fit inside of a base. I actually developed, here's the kitchen on top, and it's just 1 story tall. And here's the kitchen on the bottom. This is also just 1 story tall, so your dupes can navigate around it a little bit easier if you want to. These are blueprints, Alt 1 and Alt 2 attached, of course. And then over here, I also have, this is if you just want oxygen. The hydrogen will just stay up here and infinitely store forever, and you can pump out as much oxygen as you want. If you've already got like some sort of major source of power, and you don't care and you just want oxygen, here's a nice, quick, and small oxygen module. This is the OM blueprint, just so you know. Up next, I'm going to show you if you want something for your main base. Currently, we still recommend the Rodriguez. Over here is a conventional Rodriguez. This thing is 118 tiles. It's huge. But it supplies enough oxygen to keep 30 dupes happy very easily, and everybody recommends it. It's called a Rodriguez because the first guy that thought of it was named Rodriguez, as far as I know. Usually they use doors here. It was actually made a little bit shorter to begin with, and they have doors here as a holdover from the original design. So I made the Rodriguez a little bit smaller. Over here, this produces the same 30 kilos. This actually, according to uptime, the electrolyzers are up enough to produce a full 3 kilos, and the gas pumps wouldn't be able to keep up, so it can never go above 30 kilos effectively. But this is actually 17 tiles smaller than this Rodriguez over here, just by cutting off some tiles and whatnot. You can see that it's not symmetrical here. Believe me, this has to be this shape. I tested this, and to keep these numbers 0 all the time and stop hydrogen from mixing, this needs an extra tile over here for some reason. That's just what I found in testing, and you can see this just works, and it works on the same principle. I didn't even have this one running, and this actually manages to remove 17 tiles of space, making it even smaller. And then we can get rid of 5 more tiles and get it even smaller. This thing's kind of ugly looking, I think, but you can get the Rodriguez's down even smaller. Here we've got a little bit of crude oil there. You can see there's 300 grams of crude oil, and I got a kilo of naphtha on top. You could use any liquid you want in this spot, but I'm demonstrating with these liquids, and these replace the solid tiles here and place them on the actual electrolyzer here, and this works. This thing still has major uptime, and you can see the gases are still separated just by having a dirty little bit of liquid there. So we shrank the Rodriguez down even further. This thing is only 96 tiles and can bring in enough oxygen to support 30 duplicates. Down here, we were just messing around in the lab, and we decided to cut it in half. And, you know, while this will support more duplicates than the EasySpawn at 8, this one will support easily 13, and this one will support 14. But, you know, you can see that cutting the electrolyzer in half doesn't get you that 15 duplicate output. You know, this just demonstrates it. This also has the liquid pocket on this side using that same trick. And it doesn't work on the right side. I tested it because the liquid spawns, or not the liquid, the gases from an electrolyzer spawn on this tile. So if I put the same setup on that, it just pushes it out of the way all the time. It just doesn't work. So that's why this is lopsided, ugly, and unsymmetrical. But I recommend for your main base, build one of these or one of these or even one of these. It doesn't matter if you got the space, you know, and you've got 30 dupes covered. And if you need more, just build another one. You got 2 of these, you got 60 dupes, you know, it scales up pretty easily. You know, you could even do it with SPOMs and just have, you know, 4 of these built if you wanted to support 32 dupes. I don't really recommend it, but it'll work, you know. And on this as well, you can completely, if you want to, you can completely delete the kitchen side of it. If you've already got one of these built over there and you need more oxygen, or if you've already got food sorted or you're feeding them all berry sludge or something like that, you can literally just take the kitchen out and take this out and just have it this nice, really small, still self-powered oxygen module. For your patronage to Tuxie Industries, and please be sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date with our products. Please let us know if you're interested in a liquid hydrogen or oxygen refueling station option or the EasySpawn. We hope you get many cycles of faithful service from your EasySpawn. Complaints and refund requests can be mailed to 50,000 Shattered Planet Way. Here are the schematics. The save and blueprints are linked below. Thanks for watching, and I hope you're informed, entertained, or both. Catch you next time.